video we are going to complete this monkey bar and swing set. How to install the posts and make the monkey bar frame has been covered in other videos. Please check the video description. On the inside of the posts I have temporarily fixed some pieces of 4x2 timber using 3 4-inch long screws at each side. These pieces of timber will be used to support the monkey bar frame whilst it is lifted into its final position. The monkey bar frame will be lifted up on the 5-inch square pieces of timber where it will sit. We will then screw through the posts into the monkey bar frame. We need to fix both pieces of timber so that they are exactly level. To do this I have screwed a scrap piece of steel to one of the posts. I can then use the laser level with its magnetic bracket and I can easily mark the line on the post. This will ensure that all 4 posts are marked exactly in the correct position. We can now fix 2 pieces of scrap timber on the line to the 5-inch square timber. This will hold it in place until we get the screws in position. This timber is being fixed using 2 400mm long screws at each end. On the 2 posts closest to the camera, the right hand post is warped. This can create problems when getting the monkey bar frame into position. So I have not tightened up the screws fully and I have also left the 2 support pieces in position for now. It's now time to lift the monkey bar frame into position. This has been made more difficult by the recent rain which has turned the ground into a mud bath. We are carefully lifting one end at once and then sliding the frame through the posts so that the frame rests on the timber supports. You have to be very careful doing this, as if you slide it too far, one end can end up on the floor. Obviously, the higher up the frame you get, the more difficult this job is. Ideally, a couple more people would have made this job much easier. I was having camera problems this day and so I've switched to CCTV footage at this point. For the final lift it was difficult, so we had to screw a few more pieces of 4x2 onto the existing piece so that we could slide the frame backwards without it falling onto the ground. Once we did this we could slide the frame back and then lift it into its final position. We can now remove all of the support pieces as these will be used for steps later. I'm now screwing the timber into position using the 400mm long screws, ensuring that pilot holes are drilled through the posts. I have screwed 2 of the 400mm long screws in each post directly into the monkey frame. Now it's time to install the climbing steps. These are being fixed onto the outside of the posts. To get them level, I'm using the laser level to project a beam so that we get the bottom 2 steps exactly level as the ground is sloping. The steps are 4x2 tannalised timber and have 3 holes drilled at each side. These are fixed to the posts using 4-inch long external wood screws. Once the first steps are fixed in position, we can just use a 300mm long offcut of timber to space out the other steps. I bought the swing hooks and swings from eBay. These are not the cheapest, but they are top quality and should last for years. I've now marked where all of the monkey bars are using masking tape because I was intending to use coach bolts to fix the swing hooks, but I didn't have any coach bolts that were long enough, so I opted to use coach screws, which I had left over from another job. I have now measured the swings and I have worked out where the hooks need to be positioned. I've marked these out, drilled the pilot holes and then used the impact wrench to drive in the coach screws. Now I have set the swings to the height which I think is right for the kids. Once they have tested out the swings, I will cut off the excess chain and fit the nylock lock nut to the stainless steel D-shackle. I mixed up some flexible wood filler and filled all the holes where the screw heads have been countersunk. The filler was a bit messy, so I'm sanding off the remainder using a cordless sander. I've also given any rough edges a sand to remove any sharp bits. Finally, I gave the whole thing a lick of clear wood preserver, paying attention to any cut ends. Hopefully this should last a few decades. I hope you have found the video useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up.